had to include here my son-in-law's cactus that he got 2 years ago, started growing it, and it started flowering. These flowers only last for about 12 hours, so I had to just show you the last flowers for the season and from the top, and it had 5 at one go. And then I'm going to show you guys what I do with my pumpkin pips. So over here, every time you have butternut or pumpkin, I put in a Ziploc bag, I put the pips, I don't throw them away. And then every now and again, maybe every 6 months or so, I take all the pips out. And then it's quite a process, as you can see here. I wash the pips, so if you try when you cut it out of the pumpkin to get as many of the pumpkin flesh away from the pips, then your work is less. And you can do this various ways. You can rinse it under the tap with a sieve. That also works quite well. So here I'm just defleshing it, as I'm saying, and I'm showing you all the edges that I put there. Washing the pips and then putting it in clean water into a pot, and you'll see I've got the bigger pips or thicker pips that come from a big pumpkin, and the other pips that's a little bit smaller is from a butternut, or mostly from butternut, since we use that more often. Then you put it on the stove and you boil the pips so they become softer. This is about 25 minutes boiling it, and then I spread them out. They're supposed to dry. Mine wasn't dry yet, so I should spread them out in an oven dish, and then you can do various kinds of tastes. I had one before with cinnamon and salt and pepper, and this one I added a little bit of brown sugar. So here's the recipe of what I followed, and I showed you my ingredients one at a time. Olive oil, and then the next ingredient being brown sugar, and the last ingredient, my mom always gives me little bottles full of cinnamon, so here is my cinnamon. And then after that I mixed it all in, as you can see, and I put it on top of my seeds. And I'm one of those people that don't like to waste anything, so you'll see once I threw it out, it was quite sticky. It didn't all want to come out, and of course I'm holding the camera with one hand, and I didn't have another hand to keep it upside down and then scrape it out. So here I'm doing a job. In fact, when I turned the camera off, I did do exactly that. Turned it upside down and scraped out as much as I can and added that last little bit. I just don't like washing dishes with things that could have been scraped out a bit more properly. And then once this is all through, that's when you put your oven on 180 degrees Celsius, and then you start frying the pumpkin seeds. And you have to keep your eye on the pumpkin seeds. So the first 10-15 minutes you can go into one go, or after 10 minutes then stir it through with a spatula or something. And then you start watching it every 5 minutes, because I like mine crunchy and dark, and because I used the bigger pips in here, they took longer to get crunchy. So here you can see that every 5 minutes, I'm just showing you, this is what I do. I just stir them through and then spread them out again. And yeah, and then you've got delicious pumpkin seeds to eat as a healthy snack alternative to chips. Okay, so now that I'm done, you can hear the nice crunch. And so now that I can take some, and I'm going to eat some. It's God. So here is my finished product, and for me to enjoy whenever I feel like it. Busy with my challenge. Here is my next day, which is day 6 items, day 7 my 7 items, and so forth, keeping it up. And then day 8 I had 8 items that I threw out. I put in an extra photo to show you in the corner, so I try and put all the items in one photo over here. And then number 9, I've still got junk in my house to throw out. And then the last day that I took the photo was the 10th of Feb, which was 10 items. And here I'm giving you a quick rundown of how many items I have now already thrown out. And can I do this? I sure hope I can. Well, keep watching, and then you'll see next week's items. Have a great weekend.